British television. It's the stars of Cagney and Lacy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sharon, Glass and Tyne Daly! Sit yourselves down. Hello and welcome. Oh, it's so exciting. It really is. How much time, I mean, do you spend together? How many people get to see the two of you together like this?
How much time does it take you to get it together?
But people must be so... I mean, you must get that reaction a lot when, for some reason, you are together.
It's a quarter of a century ago. Are you kidding?
Well, you heard that?
Anybody under... Well, but, excuse me, darling, but... yes, anybody under the demographic of 50 has no idea what to talk about.
Hello? I'm not 50.
Really?
The show hasn't started well.
I'll shut up then.
No, listen, I tell you, this is it. It is DVD, Cagney and Lacy. It's in the shops now.
The photograph that has been airbrushed to the embryonic state.
You look good. You look good.
Thank you.
And what is it? Is this the whole, what is it, like first season or?
The first year, yeah, the first 22.
First 22.
First 22 episodes.
Listen, we've got a clip of the two. A clip.
Oh, clip. Yeah. Thank you. I didn't start with his jokes, you know. I saw the warm-up.
This is... Because I read this. This is a quote from you. And I did kind of think, uh-oh. Because last time, the first time you came on the show...
Yes.
Ages ago... you arrived at the airport, and the customs person said, oh, you know, welcome to Britain, Miss Glass. What are you doing here? And she said, oh, I'm doing something called the Graham Norton Show. And he went, well, you're not doing that, are you?
That's right. That's right. That's what happened.
And she got all worried.
But up until yesterday, we were talking to the press yesterday, and 2 out of 6 guys said, we said, what are you doing here? And we said, we're doing Graham Norton Show. And they said, good luck, you'll need it.
So I already knew. I warned her. I warned her. I said he's a leprechaun. That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
We're both Irish.
Okay.
I say that with love.
And then I read that Tyne Daly said, my face turns red whenever I hear a sexual joke. I have never told a raunchy joke. I'm a prudish lady living in an X-rated world.
You said that?
Never. It's a tissue of lies. I worked with her for 6.5 years. She had a Catholic school upbringing. You want to hear dirty stuff?
I'm going to show this clip, like it or not.
Okay.
Is there filthy stuff in it?
No.
Oh.
No. It's a bit of action. It's an action scene.
Run and gun?
Run and gun.
Swell.
Here we go. I don't know what happened to you at the end. Were you just exhausted from where you were shot or something?
I was exhausted from hitting that man and running up those fucking stairs.
Excuse me, Miss Glass, you were running down the stairs. I was running up the stairs. You pushed the bad guy into me, and I fell down the stairs, too. This is not partnering.
Can you bear to look at them anymore? Have you watched the DVD?
Tyne has.
All I see is a bunch of people who aren't quite sure what they're doing yet. You know, and then it gets better and better. I mean, I think the second season is much better, and the third's better than that. But you have to buy the first season, or they won't put the second season out.
Okay.
It's a business deal. No, so...
I like that selling. you want the good stuff, you'll have to buy this. It's like the wine at Jesus' wedding. It's like, we're saving the good stuff.
The way to watch it, actually, I think the first season, or the funnest part for me is watch it backwards, and we just young up. Thinner and more tight, and everything's fantastic. Everything's, you know...
In the credits, what's the story about there's one bit in the credits where somebody snatches a handbag and you guys had to chase him.
Yeah, it's part of the... shall I
Yes,
take this
it's
one?
yours.
It is, it's funny. This, one in the main credits, they were shooting us chasing a perp who had grabbed a woman's handbag on the streets of New York, and he ran with it. Every single time they tried to shoot it, some real New Yorker would go after the actor who grabbed her handbag and tackled him. And this guy was down. They did it 6, 7, 8 times. They finally gave up.
The indifferent New Yorkers were charging in like great citizens, you know.
Saving this woman's handbag.
There are lots of Cagney and Lacy fans in our audience tonight, and before the show we offered some of them a chance to be Cagney and Lacy in a little sort of police raid scene. They're rubbish. So here's the room they're breaking into. I don't know who lives there, but Mel B. So anyway, they've dressed themselves up as you, and all they had to do was come through that door in a sort of typical Cagney and Lacy fashion, okay? Where are Olivia and Lisa Marie? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hello. Oh, the hairband is back. Stand up.
Young.
Can you stand up? Well, you say they're too young.
They're beautiful.
Here they are in action.
Okay.
Okay. Come on, get through the door. Here we go. Oh, in. I like the way you accessorized your wig with the hairband. Just to make the character more me. Yeah. Where's Julian and Craig? Oh, there you are. Oh, bless. Now, can you stand, or you've got a bit of a broken foot?
Just a little bit, yeah.
A bit of a broken foot.
Did you break it in the scene?
No, you didn't. No. So, but despite his cast, he was still willing to give it a go. Possibly shouldn't have bothered. Here we go. I wonder if the criminal will get away.
Freeze! Freeze!
I really hurt myself.
I do remember that.
Yeah, so they said, to explain it, they said that I had hurt myself skydiving with somebody I was in bed with that week. That's how they explained it. I had crutches
in
one
bed?
week.
That's fancy.
There's one more to watch. Now, I think Cagney and Lacy have had a few espressos after lunch. They're a little hyped up. Or possibly they used all the drugs they got in a raid earlier. I don't know. But here's where are Osvaldo and Albert? There you are. Stand up. Go on. Very good. Okay, Osvaldo and Albert. Here they go. Whoa. Oh, whoa. Oh, yeah. Yeah, do it. Oh, oh, oh.
That's very funny.
Oh, sweet. But now listen, there was a sort of policey thing in the news this week because it's 70 years of 999 calls in this country. You know 911?
Yes.
911.
Here it's 999. And when I say celebrating, I have to say I rang 999 to wish them happy birthday, and they didn't seem very happy at all. Didn't get halfway through the song. So what apparently they do have a big problem with people dialing 999 with non-emergencies. All right. So they've released a list of some of the time-wasting calls they've received in recent years. Yeah, they got time to print out a big list, but no, anyway. In the Birmingham area, right, a man rang in saying he couldn't walk. Now, that is serious. You would ring 999, you couldn't walk. Asked if he knew the cause, he said he'd been dancing for hours and his legs were tired. Unless you're Michael Flatley, really. Another man called because he'd lost his trousers.
That happened to me here back in the studio.
No.
Did you call 999?
No.
You
I had
see?
to go back to the hotel.
You're a sensible woman.
Yes.
She didn't bring them. I told her to come on without them, but she didn't have it. Well, I thought we'd make the news or something.
Oh, dear. Oh, this one, I love this one. A woman rang for an ambulance to help a man who she'd seen have a nasty fall. I think fair enough. it turned out she was watching Emmerdale. It's a soap opera here. She was watching television. So she'd seen a man fall over in a soap opera.
On the tube. I gotta go.
I'm sure the ambulance took her somewhere. By the way, here's a 999 call that got caught on camera, right? Police were chasing a 35-year-old driver who we're guessing was a little worse for wear, and he drove off the road into a cornfield to try to lose them. Here is the result of that chase. He was very good at going in and coming out. Because that's where he crashed. He crashed there, so he did go in and get out. But, like, what did he think? How on earth was he ever going to lose them?
Are you kidding? Is that real?
No, it's real.
We got alien messages from space.
They were pissed aliens. If they are.
You know, Esquire magazine at home, they used to do the dubious achievement awards.
Oh, yeah.
And I have a favorite one from Ireland. They got the driving safety award one year because they stopped two men in Ireland driving down the road, weaving down the road, to discover that the driver of the car was blind. And they'd been to a party, and his friend had said, "I'm too drunk, Mick, you drive. I'll tell you how to do it." And I think you believe it. It's my favorite one. Although this is a close second.
Now, listen, obviously, you're here to talk about Cagney, but obviously your lives have gone on and you've done other things and you're both on television. Now, Queer as Folk went to America.
Yes.
And was a huge hit there, wasn't it?
5 years worth of hit, yeah.
And you played, was it the middle one's mother?
I was sort of the only mother.
Oh, actually, you are the only mother,
Yeah,
yes.
and then I ran the diner where they worked.
And
where they hung out, I mean.
And what happened? I mean, because how many episodes were here? I mean, was there 2 series here?
I think you did 8 hours and then had a 2-hour movie to finish it.
That sounds like Britain.
And we copied almost verbatim, except to change the names. The first 8 hours, we almost used every piece of your dialogue. And then, you know, we opened it up.
But it shocked the hell out of people here. So presumably in America, it must have been really...
Well, we had to really make an effort to go a little more than you did because we're considered to be so puritanical. And we knew a lot of people in America had black market copies of your version. So we went actually even farther, I think, than you did, just to sort of make a point that we could. It's hard to follow you guys. I mean, you do it the best, and then we try and take it.
You did very well, too. Was it straight afterwards you went off and did Gypsy and won the Tony and everything?
She did.
Yeah.
Which...
Pretty well, because you have to, you know, after you get old, you have to surprise people. I mean, nothing left is surprises. So it was fun to surprise people. You know, they said, didn't know she could sing and stuff like that.
But everyone said it was amazing. I mean, you went to see it a bunch of times, didn't you?
4 times I saw her.
She's independently wealthy.
I went to see her backstage, and I'd never been to a theater backstage. And it wasn't until I came here that I did theater. Anyway, Tyne, I go back to see her, and all of a sudden I was nervous around you because it wasn't Cagney and Lacy anymore. She was a Broadway star. And it was strange. I'm like, could you imagine? Anyway, so I'm sitting there, I'm waiting outside, you know, like this. And they said, so Sharon's here, oh, send her it. I said, hi, Tyne. She said, do you want to see the stage? I said, sure. So she takes me out, and I stood there in this huge stage on Broadway with her, and I said, doesn't this scare the shit out of you? And she said, yes!
And now, of course, Judging Amy. Is Judging Amy still on?
No, Judging Amy was done 2 years ago.
Oh.
2 seasons ago. We did about the same amount of time that we did Cagney and Lacy. I did 6 years at that. And Mary Beth Lacy finally got to be a social worker, which is sort of what she was in the first place. She hated all that gun stuff. So now, my character Maxine is a social worker.
But with her daughter and her granddaughter,
Daughter's a judge.
And they all live in a house together.
Yeah, it's a sort of the Waltons for the 21st century.
I really like it.
Oh, good.
You know, again,
why do you say that with such a note of surprise?
Well, no, because you sort of feel like it's not made for me, but actually I did really like it.
We made it just for you, darling.
Did you?
Yes.
That's so good of you. Thank you. Well, now, in terms of mothering, here's a story you might like. a couple in Wolverhampton have given their daughter 25 middle names. Okay? Now, obviously, it says 27 there because it's the first name and the last name. So 25 middle names.
Is that to keep her from having all those children? Just have one and give them all the names she ever had?
Done. Now, apparently, it's a family tradition to use boxers' names. Now, the baby's name is this, Autumn Sullivan, whatever, do it yourself if you want to. Now, the mum's name is Maria Brown. And before anyone says anything rude about her, she's here. Oh, our brother and sister's here as well. Where? Oh, there. Who's who now?
I'm Maria.
You're Maria, and you're the brother and sister, obviously. Grand. Now, let's have a look at the name again. There it is. Now, awesome. Well, awesome right there is quite funny. But, and then you just kept going. Sullivan, and they're all boxers.
All boxers.
Right. Okay. I mean, you kind of think, when Awesome gets married, that'll be quite a dull ceremony, won't it? And also, the man marrying her might just think, I'm marrying a loon. And have you baptised her yet?
Not yet. I can't find anybody to do it.
I'm not surprised, because unless you can really hold her breath for a long time...
There is a foreman in there. There's a foreman before Bob, because George Foreman named all of his kids George Foreman.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's like 6 of them.
No, they're all called George.
Yeah, they're all called George Foreman, and that's what happens after you get your head beat in a couple of times. Which is worse.
Because where does the tradition come from? Your husband?
No, my mum and dad.
Your mum and dad?
My mum and dad.
So do you have loads of names as well?
Yeah, that's my name, but without the autumn.
Is it a family of boxers or just a family of boxing fans?
Just lunatics, I think, basically.
Well, I wasn't going to say it. Can you remember? Can you remember your own name without looking?
Of course, yeah.
Do it. Go on.
Maria, Sullivan, Corbett, Fitzsimmons, Jeffries, Hart, Burns, Johnson, Willard, Dempsey, Tunning, Schmeling, Sharkey, Canale, Bayer, Braddock, Clearis, Charles, Walcott, Marceno, Patterson, Johansson, Liston, Clay, Frazier, Foreman, Brown.
Well done, you! There's something wrong when someone gets a round of applause for remembering their own name. So you got weird names too?
Yeah. I've got bare knuckle boxers. Where mine starts, that's where hers. Where mine ends, that's where hers starts. And where hers starts, that's where hers. Where hers ends, that's where.
I'm guessing he can't remember his name.
I'm not touching this one, darling. It's up to you.
So how many names do you have?
44.
But are they on forms and things?
They're on forms, but when you have to fill out a form, you just put your first few names, and then you just put ETC after.
Etc.
You knew what that stood for.
Yeah.
And have any of you got married?
No, not yet.
Nobody will marry us.
Well, because it will be a really long, dull ceremony, because you've got to say it twice. And how many generations does this go back now?
Married twice.
Sorry?
This guy over here's been married twice.
Okay. So, it's with interest I learn. Someone in the audience has been married twice. Remember when I asked who'd been married twice? Oh, no, wait, I didn't. Well, it's very nice to meet you, Brown family. There they are.